Hello, my name is Maria de Souza. I'm the founder of Posture Queen, and this is a place for you to learn all things good posture and movement for a life without pain and a life lived with more elegance. Today I'm going to bring to you another lesson of my series, Feldenkrais Heals One Lesson at a Time. And this lesson is connected to the rib basket lessons. So if you haven't watched my rib basket lesson number 1 or part 1, please have a look and you will understand what this little series of the rib basket is all about. So we're going to start this lesson just like the lesson before. We do it seated, and the sitting position is called saddle sitting, and that is by having one leg at the front and the other one behind. Okay, so this is the position for this lesson. But before you do this lesson, I want you to just notice how things feel for you in your rib basket. So remember, you don't have a rib cage, you have a rib basket. And if you watch the part 1 of the series of my rib basket lessons, you will understand what I'm talking about. So just notice how things feel for you today in your ribs area. So to do that, just turn to the sides. So we're going to do these movements that we do in our daily life when we turn to do things, to look at the sides, when we cross the streets, to reach out to grab something from a shelf or from the floor. Just do this kind of movement slowly and gently, looking to the side and reaching out with one arm. And notice how much movement you feel in your chest area. Notice how easy or not so easy this movement is for you. How easy is it for you to turn? Is it fluid? Is it easy? Is there a lot of movement going on or not so much? Do you move your chest as one unit, like you feel some rigidity in the movement, or is that movement fluid? Just notice and go both sides. You can do that in whatever sitting position you want. You can even stand to do this. I just want you to notice how your rib basket, not cage, feels today, how much movement you can feel you have in this area. So that at the very end, after this lesson, we can come back and do these movements again and see if things changed for you. So the aim of this series, the rib basket series, is to bring softness into your ribs area. And if we start thinking that we have a rib basket and not a rib cage, things will change as well in our mindset. Things will soften up here as well, and that will reflect to your ribs. And once we soften this area as well, this will also reflect back to your mind. Okay, because what we do with our bodies affects our minds and vice versa. Okay. So they say that a soft ribs, soft chest means a soft and flexible mind. So see what happens for you, what happens to you when you start bringing more mobility, flexibility, and fluidity into your ribs area. Okay. So now that you have noticed how things feel for you, we're going to start the lesson. So come and sit in saddle. We're going to start with the left leg in front and the right leg behind. You're going to lean on your left hand. Leaning doesn't mean collapsing. Leaning means here that you are supporting your torso with your hand. And that you're not holding your torso. You're not making too much of an effort to hold the torso. The hand is there to support the torso. But please don't collapse into it. And from here, find a comfortable place for you. And this position, it might not be very comfortable for you to start with. You can do it, and if it is really, really uncomfortable, you can do this lesson sitting on a chair, okay? But if you can be here, even if it's not so comfortable, please stay here, and things will change as we go along, okay? So bring your right arm up and look at your hand so that your hand is in front of your eyes, the hand is soft and the elbow is down. So don't hold your elbow up, let it hang down and have your hand in front of your face. And fix your eyes to your hand and just start turning towards your left hand side and going as far as it is comfortable. So the torso, the hand and the arm, they move all as one unit. So the hand doesn't go beyond of what the torso can do, okay? And do this movement a few times, slowly and gently. Notice how things feel for you in this movement. Is it difficult? How difficult is it for you? Where do you feel the tension? Where do you feel some strain? Notice what's moving, what's not moving so well. Breathing in and out. And the slower you go, the more you can feel and sense the movement. And you're going to do this a few times, going to the sides as far as it is comfortable without forcing anything. Bring your awareness to your pelvis. Notice if your pelvis is moving. And if the pelvis is not moving, see if you can invite the pelvis to move with the torso. And notice what happens. What happens if you allow the pelvis to come with the torso? And just stay with yourself, noticing the movement, noticing if things get easier as every time you do the movement. And remember, you can rest whenever your body tells you to rest. How much of your chest is participating in the movement, and if there isn't much movement going on in the chest, or if you can't turn to as much as I'm turning. Don't worry about, just do what you can without forcing, without pushing. And as you go along with this, as we go along with this lesson, things will get better. And if you do this lesson together with the other lessons I suggest in the other video, part 1, things will get much better for you if you keep a regular practice. Okay, and then have a rest. Bring the arm down. Rest for as long as you need. You can lie on your back if you want to. For the sake of keeping these videos not too long, the resting time is not that long. But if you need more, all you have to do is to pause this video and just rest for as long as you want. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So bring the right leg in front, the left goes behind, and you rest on your right hand. Remember, you're not collapsing. The hand is just there to support the torso. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. So bring the left hand up. The elbow is resting down, the hand is in front of your eyes, and you fix your eyes to your hand so that when you move, everything moves at the same time. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing. You're going to turn to the right this time and coming back to the center. And you're going to do this a few times, and again go through the same explorations you did on the other side. Notice what's moving, how you are moving, how much movement do you feel, and where do you feel the movement. Or you might not feel much movement. See where there isn't movement, and if there isn't, don't worry about it. Things will improve as you keep doing these lessons. Again, bring your awareness to your pelvis. How much of your pelvis is participating in this movement? And if the pelvis is not participating, can you create an invitation for the pelvis to move? And when that moves, what does it make for you? What does it do for you? It makes the movement easier, smoother. Breathing in and out. Notice how things feel on this side. So this side might feel very different to the other sides. The movement feels different. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's not so easy. Maybe you can turn a little bit more, maybe you can turn a little bit less. Just notice the differences between this side and the other side. And it's very likely that there are differences. So if you got the time, you can make the previous lesson, part 1, and this one as one lesson. You can do all in one time, if you've got the time to do it. And you'll see that will be so beneficial for you. Okay, and then have a rest. We're going to swap sides again. So bring the left leg in front, the right goes back, and you rest on your left hand. And we're going to do the same movement, but we're going to add something else. So bring your right hand up, the elbow rests down, look at your hand, and again just turn to the left and back to the center. And this time when you come to the side, stay there and only turn the head to come to the center, like so, and back to your, look at your hand. So the torso and the arm stays on the side, only the head moves. Look at your hand and look at the front, and do that a few times. Inhaling, exhaling. Notice how that movement feels in your neck. Again, whenever you need to rest, you rest. Okay? Okay, now when you look at your hand on the side, keep the head there, but only take the eyes to move to the center, to the middle. Okay, so everything stays in this, on the side, and you just move the eyes to the middle and back to your hand. Only the eyes. Making sense? Only the eyes move to the center, to the middle, and back to your hand. Only the eyes. So everything is to the side, only your eyes move. To the mid, to the front, and back to your hands. To the front, and back to your hand. To the front, and back to your hand. Okay, next time you look at your hand, you're going to bring everything to the front just for a little rest. Okay, stay here because we're going to do something else on that side. Come here for a little rest. If you want, you can rest on your back and then come back. Okay, so come back to the same position, bring your right arm up, and from here you're going to turn, and you're going to just do the turnings. Back to the middle, and just notice if anything may feel different for you. Is this movement a bit easier to do? Is your pelvis more involved? Just notice what feels different. And next time you come to the side, stay there once again. So we did the eyes going to the middle. Now what you're going to do, you're going to fix your eyes into your hand and only turn the head towards the middle. So it won't be a big movement because you're fixing your eyes to your hand. So your eyes don't leave your hand. Okay, so you look into your hand, fix your eyes, and only move the neck or the head towards the middle. Without forcing anything, only going as far as it is comfortable. So your hands are fixed, your eyes are fixed to your hand. And you're going to do that just a few more times. Notice how that movement feels in your neck. Remember not to force anything. Breathing in and out. So your eyes are fixed in your hand. Remember to do it slowly and gently. Also remember to keep noticing what else is going on in the body. Are you tensioning somewhere? Are you holding anything that might not be might not be necessary to hold or to tension. Just pay attention to what else is going on in your body and mind as well. Okay, and next time you bring the head towards your hand, just bring everything to the middle and have a rest. Okay, rest for as long as you want. You can always stop the video and the tape. It's quite old-fashioned, isn't it? Tape. I do remember tapes. Right, you're going to bring your hand up, and we're going just to do this initial movements that we did, and just to check in, just to see how it feels now. You know, I can feel that I can go much farther to the side than I did the very first time I did it, okay? Just notice what feels for you. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So swap legs, the right leg comes to the front, the left behind, you rest on your right hand. Bring your left hand up, and first just do that movement, going to the side and coming back to the front, just to see how things move for you, what's moving, what's not. Okay, and then next time you come to the side, you stay there and fix your eyes to your hand. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to move the head and the eyes towards the front and back to your hand. So that's the first movement. The head and the eyes come to the front, but everything else stays on the side, okay? Breathe in and out. Notice how that feels in your neck. Remember not to force or push anything, just going as far as it is comfortable. I also remember to notice what's going on elsewhere in your body. I was noticing that I was tensioning my hip area, so I let that go and let everything to be soft. Just notice what you might be holding and creating unnecessary tension too. So notice how that movement in the neck feels for you. Breathing in and out. Remember not to hold the breath. That's the last thing you want to do. The breath will help the movement to be easier, softer, even more graceful. Okay, next time you look at your hand, you're going to fix your eyes in your hand and you're only going to turn the head. So the eyes are fixed in your hand and you only turn the head. So it won't be, the turn of the head won't be like it was before, because now because your eyes are fixed, the movement, isn't it funny that you fix your eyes and then the movement of the neck is much smaller or is less? So the eyes have a great influence in our movements. So now that, remember not to force. I'm feeling a little bit tense in my neck because I was forcing it, so only going as far as it is comfortable. There's no need to force anything. So your eyes are fixed, only the head moves tiny little bit to the middle. Okay, and next time you look to your hand, you bring the head towards your hand, bring everything to the middle and rest. So there's one more movement. So come back to the same organization, move to the side and move a couple of times. Notice how that movement feels for you. Next time you come to the side, stay there. And now what you're going to do, you're going to fix your head. So your head is looking at your hand. Your head will not move this time. Only the eyes will move to the front and back to your hand. Okay? So make sure that elbow is dropped down and relaxed. Only your eyes move towards the front and back to your hand. Only the eyes. Nothing else moves. Just like we did on the other side. So this time only the eyes move towards the front and back to look at your hand. And do that a few times. Notice what's going on everywhere else in your body. Are you tensioning anywhere? Can you let go if you are? Only the eyes move, the head doesn't move. And it's not a very natural movement, not very easy to do. So you need to concentrate. Your nervous system is probably asking, what are you asking from me? And you need to concentrate, focus on the movement so that you can do it easily. Only the eyes move towards the front and back to your hand. Breathing in and out. Okay, and next time you look at your hand, bring everything to the middle, to the front, and have a little rest. So these movements are not easy to do, as you may have noticed so far. Do what you can. Remember not to go through pain. If it's painful, all you have to do is to do less and more gently. And if it's still painful, then don't do the movement. You can come back another time, another day after you've done other lessons that I have in my channel. Okay. Now let's go back to the same organization, and we're going to see how things feel now just doing that movement. How is that movement for you now? Oh, I can look behind me much more than I did the first time I done the movement. Notice what is happening in your pelvis. Is your pelvis happier to participate in this movement? Okay, so I'm going to finish this lesson here. So this is part 2 of this series of the rib basket. There's more again into this lesson, and I'll bring it next time. As I said before, you can do these lessons at once. You put video part 1 and then this one, and you can do those two as one lesson if you've got the time. Okay. Leave me your comments, and if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer. I look at every comment, so you won't be missed. And now, just like we did at the beginning, just do these movements you did before. Look into the sides as if you, again, you can do it in whatever position, maybe the same position you did at the beginning. And just notice this movement in the torso now. Reaching out with one hand, looking to the side, reaching out with the other hand and looking to the side. Notice how that movement in your torso feels now comparing to the very first time you did it at the beginning of this lesson, and notice if that improved for you. Okay, thank you very much for doing this lesson, doing this lesson with me. I hope this lesson brings a lot of benefit to you, to this area. Remember to start thinking that you have a rib basket that is soft and mobile and flexible and fluid, and not a rib cage that is solid and rigid and doesn't allow us to move, and it's all very difficult. Okay, so we have a rib basket, and just like a basket, it gives, it moves. So I'll be back with the other parts of this lesson. So there's part 1, this is part 2, and there's more parts that I'll bring for you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye bye now.